Tips with Tony. Tips with Tony. All about nutrition from your favorite dietitian. Everything you need to digest in your mind. Tips with Tony. Tips with Tony. Making you healthier one bite at a time. With Tony. Woo.
Hello and welcome to the Tips with Tony podcast. I'm Tony Marinucci, your registered dietitian, helping you get healthy one bite at a time. Today we are talking all about what you need to commit and be successful when it comes to a healthy lifestyle. We are going to talk about the ingredients that you need for success, how you can make the best out of being the best, healthiest version of yourself. If you're new to the podcast, welcome to being a listener. If you're an old-time listener, thank you so much for coming back. This is a podcast to help you break up with dieting, commit to healthier living, and really just get back in touch with what your body needs and learn to honor that. So we are here today and we are going to talk about your recipe for success when it comes to healthy living. The first thing we always need to address is your mindset. The sooner you drop the all or nothing mindset and embrace balance instead, the better off you will be. We want you to thrive, and in order for you to thrive, you need to stop working in the extremes, okay? You have to get rid of this thought process that the faster the better. Really, you have to understand that slow change, quote unquote, is real change and everlasting change. So I really need you to kind of stop expecting immediate quick results and really just practice small little things that you can do every single day to be the better version of you. It could be as simple as drinking more water every day, adding more vegetables to your plate. It seriously starts there. It could be a commitment of a 20-minute walk. It doesn't have to be an intense workout, hours and hours of working out, or you have to work out 5 to 6 days a week for it to count. Every little bit matters. And the more you get into the habit of committing to something and following through with it, the more likely you are going to be consistent in the process, okay? So if you're struggling with consistency, chances are your mindset is what needs fixing, okay? We need to change the mindset from an all or nothing mindset to a balanced mindset, okay? And we have to know that this is not temporary. Your lifestyle is ongoing, right? You're hopefully always living if you're breathing, right? We want to live healthy and be happy and all that. So when we're thinking about the all or nothing mindset, it almost feels like very temporary. But when you're thinking of a balanced mindset, it's something you could sustain for a long time. So there's no end date. You're always striving to be a better version of you, but it doesn't have to be like you're trying so hard and putting in 150%, right? So you need to be committed to the plan, but flexible in the approach, right? So you're committed to being 100% invested in trying to be the best version of you, but you're not committed 100% in the sense that every day has to be quote unquote perfect. Okay, we're getting rid of that perfectionistic mindset. It does not help us. If anything, it either burns us out or intimidates us, and then we never take action. It overwhelms us and just keeps you stuck and falling behind. All right. So first thing we need, or your first ingredient for a healthy lifestyle, to be successful in a healthy lifestyle, is a balanced mindset. Okay. Ingredient number 2, which is almost 2 parts. Accurate nutrition information, that's part 1. Ingredient number 2, part 2, is tangible nutrition information. So we need to first unlearn all the BS out there, right? We know that there's no quick fixes, there's no magic pills, no magic solutions, but nutrition is confusing, it is overwhelming, and it's hard to understand what it is that you need to know for you. So that's where it comes down to really listening to your body, because, I use this example in a talk I gave the other day, and I do encourage working out from a fed state. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because research supports that when you're fueled, you perform better in the gym, right? But there are people that really do feel sick. It doesn't even matter if it's 2 hours, 3 hours, when they eat and then they work out, they tend to feel better actually when they don't eat when they're working out. Now, I think that part of that could be just your misconception of you think eating, fasted cardio is super healthy for you, or it's like the best thing for you. But the other part really might just be that you genuinely just don't feel good when you work out on a full stomach, or it doesn't mean be full, but like in a fed state. And so I say that to say that once you get through all the overwhelm and you figure out even what the research shows, and the research shows that, diets, 95% of diets fail, 95% of dieters who lose the weight gain it back and some within 5 years. So once you finally understand, okay, diets don't work, I'm going to embrace balance instead, you still have to kind of figure out, like, what does that mean for me, right? What are some, changes that I can make in my nutrition plan that the research shows what's also tangible and easy for me to follow through with, right? So for example, I teach a lot about the plate method. The plate method is making half of your plate non-starchy veggies, a quarter protein, a quarter starch. It's a great way to help you when you're out to eat, at a social situation, when you're at home, if you don't want to cook multiple meals and, you want to make sure everybody is fed if you're in a family and you don't want to have to make something separate. But maybe your family loves pasta and you're like, most people when they go on a diet, they'll just say, oh no, I'm not having the pasta. Well, if you use the plate method, you put about a fist size of that pasta, 2 fist sizes of veggies, and a fist size of your protein, and you've learned how to make pasta fit for you. So I say that to say that research shows that balance in all food groups and all macronutrients matter, and you want to incorporate it all, and we want to try to focus on what we can add in rather than what we take away, and that's truly going to be helpful for you. We still have to listen to our body. Maybe for you, maybe you have a gluten sensitivity, so pasta is not your starch that you add in. So although, whole grains are encouraged and choosing whole wheat bread and all that is great for a high fiber source, maybe you have a gluten sensitivity or a gluten allergy, so that might not work for you. You have to listen to your body to know what is the accurate and tangible nutrition information. And then going back to that, yes, the plate method is a great strategy, but it doesn't have to be what you implement at every single meal, right? What's tangible is most of the time you incorporate it at your dinners, right? And that's something that's accurate and tangible for you. So your nutrition plan needs to be flexible. So it needs to be accurate, right? So if you still believe that you're not allowed to eat any carbs, that's not accurate, right? So that's not going to work. So we have to have accurate nutrition information, right? Incorporating more complex carbohydrates. It's going to be a great energy source, a great source of fiber. It's going to help with fullness. It's going to lead to less likelihood of binging, emotional eating, all of those things when we incorporate complex carbohydrates, right? At the same time, how does that apply to you, right? And how do we make that work for you? All right. So the last part of this, so ingredient number 2, accurate and tangible nutrition information. So 1, balanced mindset. 2, accurate and tangible nutrition information. And 3, the most important, in regardless of anything that you're trying to achieve, whether it be business stuff, mindset stuff, fitness stuff, nutrition stuff, wellness stuff, is you need a support system. You need to be around people who get you, who understand you, who are working towards similar goals than you. So if you're not part of my Healthy Lifestyle Support Group on Facebook, that's a free resource for you, where we're constantly checking in, like, how much water did you drink today? How many veggies did you get? Did you move today? Did you honor your rest days? These are the sorts of things that we're kind of encouraging you. But if you're following accounts that are like, you got to work out 2 times a day, and no, you're not allowed to have any sweets or no alcohol at all, no this, no that. If you really want what you want, what you want out of life, you got to work harder. But no, we know those are not accounts to follow. It's about working smarter, not harder. And I think that if anybody that you follow is triggering you, and it feels quite toxic, then we want to limit exposure. So just click that unfollow button, defriend someone. It could be in life or on social, but we have to make sure that we are in a supportive environment and that we are communicating with people who get us, right? So if you feel alone in your journey, number 1, I want to commend you for listening to this podcast, because hopefully I'm in your ear all the time, and that's kind of giving you the support that you need. But you need to also, go to, be friends with people who enjoy working out, right? Be friends with people who like to do yoga or go for walks. Be friends with people or, talk with family members at social events, and make it not about the food. Make it not about your body. Talk about, anything else but that. But you need a strong support system, okay? So if you want to be successful when it comes to living a healthier lifestyle, you need those 3 things, okay? A balanced mindset, accurate and tangible nutrition information, and a strong support system of people who understand you and people who get you. All right. If you are looking for that, if you want help shifting that mindset, because maybe you know it, you heard of it, but there's a hard part of you that's having a hard time believing it, right? Or maybe you're really overwhelmed with knowing what nutrition information works, or maybe you know what works, but yet you can't get yourself around to do it because you keep getting in your own way or prioritizing other people beside yourself, or you feel alone in your journey. Any of all of those above, you might be a good fit for our 6 months to Food Freedom Nutrition Coaching Program. So I want you to go to www.tipswithtony.com/coaching to watch the video about the program, fill out the application below it, and take action. Take one small step towards real change by applying to work with us, okay? After you fill out the application, we will book your discovery call. The discovery call is about 45 minutes or so, and it helps us to know who I think you'd be a better fit for when it comes to the 2 dietitians that I currently have on my team, which, putting it out in the universe, will be expanding beyond that because they're already filling up rather quickly. So we want you to be successful, but I think people really thrive off of energy and vibe. So although education-wise, they're incredible and brilliant and amazing at what they do, I think energy is important. So on the discovery call, we're going to figure out which dietitian you're better fit with. We're also going to be exploring how much accountability that you think you need. I get a lot of questions about what's the value of the program, how much does it cost? I mean, I always say the better question is how much time, energy, wasted time, energy, and money is spent with you not investing in this program, but that's a side point. The real answer is that the value of the program depends on how much accountability that you need. Okay, so we need to get on that call to decide if you're somebody who needs weekly check-ins for the majority of the 6 months, or if you're someone who might do better with maybe some check-ins weekly check-ins in the beginning, and then we progress to bi-weekly at the end. Regardless of whatever option you go with, you still have unlimited text messaging support, unlimited food logging support, a group chat, group calls with other one-to-one clients. You can connect with people. There's the Healthy Living Foundation's courses included. You get a ton of support. So that's that third ingredient, right? So the first ingredient, we're going to help you work on your mindset. The second ingredient, you're definitely, when it comes to those strategy calls, that one-to-one calls with your dietitian, you are 110% going to be able to know what works best for you and really get to the root of that and help kind of clear any confusion that you might have and give you traction to be consistent and move towards not only reaching your goals, but keeping them there thereafter. And then lastly, the support. I mean, the support, even if you just took advantage, you're investing in the one-to-one calls, even if you just did that, you will feel 110% supported. But like I said, you have the additional support of other one-to-one people who are enrolled in one-to-one coaching. You have the course, you have, literally daily food logging, messaging as much as you need, so much support, it's crazy. But the purpose of it is to be so in your face about it that you can't forget that this is important to you, right? Because most people do not stick to their goals or follow through with their goals because they forgot how much they cared about them, right? You've heard this before. You forgot your why. We make it really hard for you to forget your why, right? Before each call, you actually fill out a form before you meet with your dietitian. The first question is, what's the goal? Why is this important to you? It's literally in your face all the time, so you can't forget. We won't allow you to forget. You are important. Your body is important. Your kids are important if you're a mother. Your students are important if you're a teacher. Your patients are important if you are a doctor or a nurse. Your clients are important if you're a dietitian or a fitness professional. Yes, dietitians and fitness professionals seek out nutrition advice as well and get professional help. You've heard from my good friend Colleen, who's a personal trainer. She reached out for help. If you follow me on Instagram, then you saw the testimonial from my client Jason, who is a doctor. He reached out for help. I've worked with therapists before. I only shout out names of those who've said it's okay and all right for us to do that. Some people have stayed anonymous. But when I tell you, I've worked with lots of mental health care professionals, nutrition professionals, medical professionals, all the professionals, lawyers, so many people, because they see the value in reaching out for help. So if you're like, I can do it on my own, I mean, you might be able to. I'm not going to discount that. But the time that you're wasting is the thing that is upsetting. And even though you might do it on your own, you're not going to do it as well as when you get help, right? So I believe deep down, I personally would have probably still had a business. But to be honest, if I never invested in a coach, I would not be expanding the way that I am right now, right? I would not be growing a team of RDs. If anything, I would say I would be working, it'd still be a side hustle, to be honest, if I didn't invest in coaching. The sad thing is the company that I used to work for let go of their dietitians. So at some point, I probably would have had to figure this out on my own and go full time, but I'm glad that I was proactive enough to reach out for help and not have to go through that frustration and that fear, and just like have the skills and the tools to help me help you guys, right? So that's why we are I'm so passionate about investing in coaching. I know my RDs have done the same. We want to help you, right? So if you're struggling to help yourself, let us help you. Go to www.tipswithtony.com/coaching to watch the video, fill out the application, and I look forward to chatting with you on your discovery call. All right, guys, that is it for me today. Thank you so much for listening. As always, I'm Tony Marinucci, your registered dietitian, helping you get healthy one bite at a time.